Can I have everyone's attention? Thank you. I want to introduce Father Ganda. Father Gerard.
Religious name.
OSB, I'll add that.
All right.
And most of you, if not all of us, have met him before when he's been here. So I'd like to give the floor to Father Gerard. And welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for continuing your tradition here. And when I talked to Bob last time, he said it'd be nice to be able to see what the bookstore offers. So I'm glad that Wesley deputed Myra to come out here. Our parents' club has been running the bookstore, and it's called a spirit store now because you don't buy books anymore. For two reasons. First, the state started to provide books. But now Benedictine, all the books are online, so students don't even have to carry books anymore. If you know, all of our students have that tablet computer, and that tablet computer allows them to download a book on there. So I'm teaching English. I'm back in the classroom. You'll see a newspaper here. Father Gary and I got put back in the classroom because they have a teacher on pregnancy leave. So I have to tell them, take out your computers and turn to page so-and-so in the book, because they have the whole book downloaded, so they don't have to worry about it getting damaged or anything like that. So if you go on our website, and if she tells you how you can order from the website, you have to look under Spirit Store, not Bookstore. So it's in the same location, but it's bigger, and if there's any event at Benedictine, it's always open, and you can get in there. Did you want to say anything to anybody about?
Actually, the website is down currently.
Right now, that's right.
But they are working on it, and the Spirit Store is open on Tuesday and Thursdays until 7 o'clock in the evening. It's open during the day for any retirees. I'm not sure if you guys are open. But it is open during school hours. We have a parent that works.
We're not sure either.
Yeah, you're always welcome during the school day, and if a group of you ever want to come down and have lunch, just let me know. And you could. We've had some groups that come down and they sit in the back when the kids are having their lunch. They have their lunch, and either you could, order through the line like we have, or if you want to bring food in, or ask me, I could order from Shaker Square. There's Captain Tony's Pizza, or there's a nice sandwich store in Little Italy that when we have doings, we get some sandwiches from there. We order them and bring them in. So you're always welcome to come to the school during the day and walk around, see what's going on. And that bookstore is always open. And what's nice is they have these different outlays. So you pick what you want, and then right then and there, they can put that on it. They have the press. So you pick out the blank shirt, and then whatever you want, they make it custom made for you. Right? You just stand and wait, and then you have it. So I thought this was a good opportunity to show you what we have and make it available, and you can tell other alumni about that also. What's new at Benedictine right now? If you saw, we have a new head football coach. So we thought we had a football coach for a long time, but as I told people, they don't make them like Augie Basu anymore, where they make a commitment to give their whole life to you. But the coach we had, Coach Malbasa, was popular. Kids liked him. But he was at Lyria Catholic for 4 years, I think, and then he came to us, and now he unfortunately took a job with Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. Part of the reason is he is not a full-time, he's not a teacher by trade, he's a lawyer. And we had him teaching classes like mock trial and school and what was it, business law or something like that. But he says he wants to work with his parents who are putting together a business, and he just wants to be kind of a coach that comes in. So we had him as a coach that was, part of the faculty. But we are very happy that we were able to appoint Joe Schaefer, one of our graduates. Joe was a very good football player at Benedictine in college, and he actually had his hat in the ring 2 years ago for the head job, and we just thought he was a little inexperienced, but he's ready for the job now, and he wants to have his staff to be all Benedictine graduates. So there is something when you have your alumni as your coaches, they have a little deeper kind of loyalty. So I think he'll be good. The kids like him very much. He's a very good English teacher, and I think it was a good move that Mr. Gressock made in naming him the head coach. Benedictine is also very happy right now that we have a good-sized freshman class coming in, and this is very hard these days. You know, you see all the Catholic grade schools merging and closing, and you see St. Peter Chanel High School's closing at the end of this year. Well, for some reason, we are fortunate. We have a small senior class, and that's because the economy, when it went bad 4 years ago, we had to make a decision. You know, the tuition now is $9,000. So we had to make a decision. If you owed less than $1,000, you could re-register for the next year. But if you owed more than $1,000 the previous year, you couldn't come back. And we lost 30 students. So we have about 56 seniors graduating, and freshmen this current year was 110. So right now we look like we should have 120 or 125 freshmen. So if we graduate 55, 56 seniors and we bring in 120, 125 freshmen, and we hold down people that transfer in the summer or get kicked out, we should jump, you know, 40, 50 students. It'll be a nice move. Now, what's causing it? Well, a couple of things. First of all, I have copies of the last two Bennetts here, and you can take that. Also, these stickers you could take for free too if you want that. Mr. Gressock, not only did he, you know, he's class of '66. He's older than I am, but he's younger as far as getting into education. He had been a teacher, but he got into administration just in the last 10 years, and he's always looking for new ideas, which is good. So bringing those tablet computers in, that was something he saw at St. Ursula's Academy in Cincinnati, and we're the first school in Cleveland to have all the students having those notebook computers. Secondly, he saw at Moeller High School in Cincinnati, he had been a principal in southern Indiana for 2 years, something called a Priory System, except we put the name Priory System. They use the word house system. And we took the monastic word priory, which is kind of a word we use in monasteries, and deaneries, which are words from the rule of St. Benedict. And the idea is to kind of break down some of the divisions in a school and bring kids closer together. So you know the old custom of seniors picking on freshmen and things like that. Well, maybe that was fun years ago, but if kids get picked on, they don't want to stay in a school. You know, it's a different world that you have nowadays, where they call their lawyer, one or the other. So what we have now is we took all the students, this happened in January, and we broke them into groups of 12 called deaneries. 4 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 4 juniors, and 4 seniors. And we have a teacher assigned to that particular deanery. Then we took all the deaneries and we grouped them into 4 priories. And we named them after 4 of the teachers. For example, Frank Basu, class of '67. Coach Basu's son is our chemistry teacher. One of the priories is the Basu Priory. That's just temporary. But those 4 priories become competitive. So anytime there's an event and you go to it, you register what priory you're in, and then we have a running total in the school. Report cards came out. They gave priory points for kids in the priory that had this kind of a grade point average. Priory points were given for absences, tardies, good attendance. And at the end of the year, there's a big gold cup called the Priory Cup that's going to be awarded to the Priory that had the most points. So the concept is you're building groups, but they're of different ages, so that if a freshman needs some help or something, he already knows some juniors and seniors. And the Priory meets for 10 minutes the deanery meets for 10 minutes every day. The Priory meets for a half hour on Thursdays. And they have activities. Sometimes it's athletic in the gym, and then, you know, whatever group gets the most points gets assigned to it. The other nice thing with the Priory System is, and we did this in September, every morning after second period, we bring the whole school together for an assembly. Now, there's a Benedictine high school in Newark, New Jersey that has done this for years. I always thought it would be a disaster. It would be too disruptive to stop the whole day, bring everybody together. But it's actually very, very good. Because I don't know if you remember, PA announcements, nobody pays attention to them. So now, when we have the whole school together, students run this assembly every day. And if you're ever around like 9:15, 9:30, you're welcome to come up and watch this. Father Gary, the chaplain, has 4 chaplains, student chaplains from each of the priories, and they plan the prayer service every day. It's not just Hail Mary, Our Father. They get a reading from Scripture. They give a personal reflection. They'll look on the internet and find a YouTube video that corresponds to the theme, and they'll show it. So the opening prayer takes about 5, 6, 7 minutes. Then they have the announcements of the day. If there's anybody being recognized, so-and-so made it to the bowling finals in Columbus. By the way, our bowling team made it to the state finals, and I went to it. I never knew that there was state finals in bowling. It was at a big bowling alley down in Columbus, and you walked in there, and all these schools were lined up, and they had cheerleaders there. They had people with their faces painted, and all the parents. I never knew there was state finals in bowling. We got eliminated quickly, but that was the first time we ever went to Columbus for the state finals in bowling. So let's say a kid makes it to the state finals in bowling. They'll say, John Smith is going to be bowling down in Columbus. Let's all give him a hand. The kid stands up, and the whole school applauds him. You know, we had this like a soccer game. You know, the goalie had 32 saves. Please stand. He stands up, the whole school applauds him. That means a lot to kids. When that stuff used to be announced on the PA, everybody's fooling around to pay attention. And the other big thing is, all the way since September, we have visiting 8th graders that come to the school. They call it shadowing to see what school they want to attend. So we say, now the following are here from St. John of the Cross. You know, Joe Sullivan, Bill so-and-so, please stand. And these little 8th graders stand up, and the whole school applauds them. And I said, they go to one of the bigger high schools, they're just floating around the hallway there, nobody's paying any attention to them. And I think it makes them feel important, it makes them feel recognized. So for those reasons, I think, and a lot of aggressive movement, we are very happy with the numbers that we have coming in for next year. And the other nice thing is, you know, all the kids when they come in, they have to take an entrance test. And we used to give a $5,000 scholarship to the students who scored in the 99th and 98th percentile. That's like the top 2%. And then we would wait to see if they would accept it. Well, in the last few years, maybe half of them would accept it. Then we would find out that some of them just took our test because they wanted to practice before they took St. Ignatius's test. And wanted to get good. And then several of them that we offered $5,000 scholarships to wound up going to Notre Dame Cathedral Latin because then they were offered $7,000 scholarships. So this year we said, we're going to go after these good kids. So we're just going to offer them almost a full scholarship. Our tuition next year is going to be $9,500. We're going to offer them $9,000 scholarship. All 10 top kids chose Benedictine.
Wow.
So you might say, well, you're giving money away, but you're also bringing in very talented kids. Good kids that are going to bring in other good kids, and those are the kids that are going to get involved in things too. So we were like amazed. All 10 of the top scorers chose Benedictine and are coming. So those are all positive things, and we're very happy about those. And trying to think of something else that I could tell you that took place. Oh, I know, I brought some stuff here. We do have, I think I mentioned to you, we have several halls of fame now. And every fall in October, we are inducting people into a new thing called the Hall of Distinction. And Mark Francioli, my classmate, 71, whose father was the teacher, Vince, he had this idea with Joe Gressack. We pushed it through, came out nice. We're in our second year of doing it. And we take 5 or 6 careers, medicine, civic thing, education, whatever, and we find people who excelled in it. So Andy Fernaro back there was inducted this year for civic, wasn't it?
Yes.
How many years did you work at, is it Mayfield or Mayfield Heights?
Mayfield Heights,
Mayfield.
53.
53 years. And what positions did you have? You name it.
I started right from the bottom. I went through the service department where I'm now the service director. I worked for the police department part-time as an officer for years, 20 years with them too.
And once you pulled over Father Morris, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was the happiest day I had. He was stuck in the middle of an intersection. I couldn't believe it was him.
So I was telling Andy that they have this plaque up already. It's right outside my office, so I see him smiling every day when I go by. So that happens in the fall. That's Hall of Distinction. Then we have every other year in the spring, we have inductions into Hall of Fame and Hall of Honors. Hall of Honors are people that have really given back in some way to Benedictine. And Hall of Fame is athletic. So on March 10th, we had the Hall of Athletic and Hall of Honors. We put Abbot Clement into the Hall of Honors. Abbot Clement is 81 now, still very active. He's the chaplain